What's up, everybody? This is the second edition, the first episode of the second edition of a podcast that we like to call The Light of Darkness. I am the host, Derek Garza, known as The Darkness in some circles. I am a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. I don't know why that's important, but I feel like it's an accomplishment that we should know about.
Absolutely.
And today, on the first episode, I have my good friend, known as the Shogun of Austin, El Crowbar, J. Carbone, Jeremy motherfucking Carbone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, man.
First podcast edition here at the Dark Clan Studios.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty, this is our studio.
Maiden voyage.
As you can see, we have professional mics going on here. We have water bottles.
I'm going to go ahead and say professional everything.
We're not. This is professional, though. I have this logo in the background. We have videos, so we're not only being brought to you live, kind of, in audio and in video. So, yeah, that's what's up. What's up, man? Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to have it's kind of the basis for this idea is kind of just I'm around a bunch of interesting motherfuckers and I hear all kinds of stories. So I really just wanted to have a platform for people to come on and tell whatever stories they can tell. Sometimes they're going to be funny. Sometimes they're going to be dark and tragic.
Shit gets real.
I'm trying to basically cover the spectrum of the human experience. That's all we're going to go with. Just the fucking head nod.
A lot of material.
Tell me about yourself, man. Tell me, first off, when the fuck did I meet you? Do you remember the first time I met you?
Dude, I remember the first time I saw you. I don't remember the first time we met.
Was it love?
No, I thought you were a dick.
Really?
Dude, I went to the Austin East Side Elite because some of the guys that I was training with at that time were going there and training judo. And I just swung by there to see them because I was in the neighborhood. And I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but there's a brewery next door to the gym. So, weird coincidence that I was there. And then so I was hanging out waiting for them to come back around. This was there at 5, and then you showed up. And I didn't know who you were. I knew who you were, but I hadn't met you yet. And you went over and sat in the corner and played with your phone. You looked like you were pissed. And I don't know, maybe you were that day, maybe you were on a bad day, maybe you weren't. I don't know, but I didn't know you. And
who was I dating at the time?
I have no idea.
That could be an indication of how my day was. Doesn't matter. They're in the past.
Yeah, they're fired. They get fired for a reason.
They got fired.
I remember that, and I was just like, oh man, this dude's fuck this dude.
Damn.
Yeah,
just like that.
I thought that.
Just like that.
But then when I met you, I was like, this dude's all right. He's all right.
That's pretty harsh, man. It's pretty fucking judgmental right off the bat. And I didn't know this, actually.
Do you know who I am?
Well, for those of you guys that don't know, we're going to get into that in just a moment. Jeremy Carbone is not actually from Austin, even though he calls himself the Shogun of Austin. I don't know if that's actually giving you away because I know it's a pseudonym. I know it's a internet persona. And I've had people ask me if I knew who this person was. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know who that is, but I do.
Because of my Instagram page.
Because of your Instagram page. Because of one of your Instagram pages.
There's only two, man. There's me and then my food critic page where I am the Shogun of Austin.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah, leaving stupid cards to tell people if their food is good or not, in my opinion. Because my opinion's important. A lot of people want to know my opinion.
Well, a lot of people think that their own opinion is important.
That's the best opinion. The greatest opinions.
Are there other people's own?
It's a really, really good opinion.
That is
a very good opinion.
That is the voice of the people, each individual person?
I think I speak for a lot of people.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a lot of experience just in life, you're an, how can I say this nicely? You're an experienced gentleman. So yeah, you tell me about where you're from, man.
I'm from a small town on Cape Cod.
Cape Cod?
Yeah, Massachusetts. I guess I have to clarify that because not everybody knows where Cape Cod is.
I've heard you always tell people whenever they ask you, it's like, I'm from Boston.
Dude, I started saying that when I moved to Texas because I used to explain to people where the town was that I'm from and blah, blah, blah. And they would pretend to care and I would pretend to want to tell them. And then after a while, I realized I don't want to explain this anymore. Like, this is just a chore. It's a chore. So people would ask me, like, where are you from? I was like, I'm from Boston. And then that's it. It's over. Everybody's heard of Boston, right?
It's definitely there's a difference in the way that you approach people. Because, like, I don't know if it's an East Coast thing, because I actually haven't been to the East Coast, but definitely you're, like, in comparison to myself, like, I want to engage people and, like, I'll shoot the shit, and you're just like, the fuck do you want? Like, get to the fucking point.
Oh, if I don't know somebody, like, why are you here? You know, like, I want... Yeah, exactly.
Get to the fucking point. The fucking best is when we went out to eat, and our waiter was an East Coast guy too, and you guys were like, I know your accent. I'm from Massachusetts or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I'm from that too. And then you guys just kind of were like, why the fuck are you talking to me? Both at the same time. We're just like, why are we doing this?
And we're done. Okay. So like,
right. Can you bring me some more cheese bread, please?
That would be great.
Yeah.
My friend Brett Favre needs some more bread.
Bread Pitt. So you moved to Austin.
Yes, sir.
What brought you to Austin?
I believe they call it chasing the vagina. That's what I've heard.
Is that what they call it?
That's what I've heard it referred to as.
I've never heard it called this.
I was dating this lady at the time. This girl, whatever she is,
was she a lady? Was she like someone's
she
mom?
Lady? No, she might be now. She wasn't at the time. Yeah, man, she had moved here. We broke up.
Was she the mom of your?
I don't have any kids.
So, that you know of, or just?
Yeah, none that I know of.
Okay.
No child support checks going on.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that either.
Trying to keep it that way.
It's good.
All
it's
right.
good. It keeps you able to go to the bar. So you were dating this lady.
Yeah, we had been dating for a while in Massachusetts, and then she decided she was moving to Texas. So I was like, have a nice rest of your life. See you later. I'm not going to Texas.
So you got to talk into the.
And then,
oh, look at that difference there.
Yeah. A couple months later, I find myself in Texas, which is real fucking weird, right?
I think let me just stop you for just a second. Just before we go on, let's just have a disclaimer, okay? I just want to say that this is the first edition, so we don't know what the fuck we're doing, and it may or may not be terrible, but if it's something that...
Well, dude, if I'm on it, it's going to be amazing. I can tell you that right now. The two of us together, it's hot fire. It's an unstoppable force.
I'm just saying, we might fumble up, so... leave all your hatred in the comment section, and I won't give a fuck. I honestly just be like, thanks guys, thanks for actually just downloading it. It's gonna be great.
Appreciate you playing along.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So back to your story.
I don't know, whatever.
So okay.
Dude, I moved here with some girl a long time ago. That dissolved.
Had you already?
I built this city on rock and roll.
Had you already started training?
Oh yeah.
The old ground karate.
I was doing ground karate in Massachusetts. I had been doing that up there for a couple of years. I was a blue belt when I moved to Texas, and at the time that was still a big deal. You know what I mean? Like being a blue belt back then was probably like being like a brown belt now. You know what I mean?
think
like,
there's some blue belts that probably think it's a really big deal.
It is a big deal, man. It's a solid accomplishment. I'm not taking anything away from anybody that's a blue belt.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying like.
I just think at the time it was a bigger deal. I mean, everything I do is a big deal anyway.
It's true.
So like,
it is true. That's why you're the first guest on this podcast. Like, who else was gonna ask?
I don't know. Everyone else is busy, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, it is Friday, payday for some people. You were like the free guy.
All right.
So you're doing jiu-jitsu, and you come, and give me the little bit of background of how did you discover it? It was like so many other people.
Yeah, just like most of a lot of people's stories. I saw the first UFC. I watched this little skinny guy beat the shit out of everybody in a ring with no rules, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And then the universe shined upon me, and then I'm sure there was some marketing strategy here, but like a couple of months later, there was a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu seminar in Boston. So I signed up and I went to that, and like, dude, this is amazing because it was Hickson. So I was in the presence of greatness. The first person that ever showed me any jiu-jitsu was like the god of jiu-jitsu. And I didn't know it, I was like, whatever, dude, just fucking show me some stuff. Thanks for teaching me. And then, that was it. And then ever since then, it's just been, how do I continue to do this? Because back then, there wasn't any jiu-jitsu schools. They would have like a class once a month. They would have a class, and I would go to that class every Saturday, once a month. They would have this. I would go to that, and then I would just try to like basically beat my friends up. You know what I mean? I'd be like, come on, let's practice.
Still trying to do that.
Yeah, but now my friends are willing to practice, and back then they were kind of like, I don't really want to. Like you're into it, we're not. I'm like, yeah, but I need to drill with somebody. Like,
and you have arms and legs.
Yeah, just just relax. It's gonna be good.
I'm sure you've said that before. So you get to Texas right away. Do you find something?
Yeah, I when I got to Texas, I went and trained at all the jiu-jitsu schools in Austin at the time. There was only, I think, 3 or 4. There wasn't that many. And trained with 2 different guys initially, and then winded up going to another school up north, Vandry Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. William Vandry at that time, he was a brown belt, and everyone else, all the other guys that I was training with that had schools were all blue belts like me, and I was competitive with all of them. Like no one was really beating my ass, like I might lose a match here and there, but I wasn't getting manhandled by anybody. And then when I went up there, things were different there for me, so I decided to stay there for a while. Winded up getting my black belt there. I stayed there long enough to accomplish that.
I know. We're really.
I don't know.
Really testing the old noodle there.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be a test.
A long time,
dude. I got here in 2001, and I got the black belt in 2010.
That's 9 years.
Okay, but I was going to say I didn't train. There was a couple years where I took a bunch of time off, so I would say like maybe 8 years. But if you put it all together, it was probably like a 10-year journey. You know what I mean? If you factor in I showed up, I was already a blue belt, and that didn't come overnight, and then so 8 more years onto that. So yeah, it took. I would guess 10 years.
Keep talking. Tell me more about that. I gotta know. I gotta turn this shit on.
Yeah.
So you get to Austin. I think we've already rehashed this a couple of times.
Yes, sir.
And at any point were you tempted, or did it cross your mind to stop doing this thing that just beats up your body?
Well, I mean, injuries are hard to deal with, and yet we've all dealt with them. So, yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of times where I had some pretty decent injuries where I was like, what am I doing this for? Am I doing this? I'm never going to be a world champion. That's not my goal. You know what I mean? So, like, why am I here? Like, why am I limping out of here? And,
what was the worst thing you had?
Call in the work. I think my ego took the worst beating,
your
man.
Fucking ego.
That's awesome. I blew a disc out in my back. I don't remember when, 2007, 8, something like that. And that was pretty rugged. That lasted a while too.
How long? What did it change? I mean, did you have to not come to the gym? Or?
Yeah, I couldn't train for a long time, and then even still to this day, I don't fight as hard as I used to because I'm like, dude, that injury is it's healed, but sometimes it will flare up, and I can tell it could break again. You know what I mean? It's like one of those deals. It just feels like that in my body.
Just not strong. Yeah, just what it was.
Yeah, and so I don't ever really try to go super super hard. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to fight, I'm here to train. You know what I mean? I'm not here to fight anybody. So I think it changed a lot of what I did.
I mean, the art itself has kind of changed over, I don't know, I would say probably the last 5 or 6 years.
Oh man, it's incredible. Like when I started, it was all basically self-defense. That was it. And then there was a little bit of groundwork, and now it's I'm willing to bet that there's purple belts that can't get out of a headlock. You know what I mean? Don't know the technical way to do it.
Right.
Which is fine. There's still monsters on the mat. I'm not taking anything away from anybody, but I'm just saying I've seen the whole thing. The landscape has changed completely, and it's amazing. You know what I mean? It's amazing. It's so awesome.
I think there's the athletic part. The athleticism is probably something that's a bigger factor than it was. Dude, back, I don't want to say back in the day, but because
that term does work.
Well, there's still people that are the same as far as the athletic prowess. But for instance, dude, I would go out and we'd drink, and I'd end the night eating fucking Whataburger, and then in the morning at 10 o'clock or 10:30, I'm training with alcohol in my breath, and just being not caring what I eat, and just being fucking gross.
Yeah. You were also probably 25 at the time, man. Your body just bounced back.
That didn't even matter.
Yeah, it's not happening anymore.
Injuries, I just wouldn't get injured, And maybe I was just training different, where I was just kind of being the one that was always pushing onto people or whatever. So I didn't really have to sit back. But it's just, as you get older, you're not as fast, you're not as strong. I mean, there's some people that can get to that point at a later time, but it catches up to everybody.
I agree. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, man.
How did you end up in Austin?
Oh man, so I was originally from Corpus Christi, and I don't know if you're familiar with Corpus.
I've seen a webpage called Your Corpus is Showing. That's my only reference.
So Corpus is a really interesting place because there's like a lot of talented people there, but there's not a lot of opportunities for people to kind of like show what they have. So the natural culture or whatever of people, they fight, because they're fighting to keep and have whatever they have. So it's kind of just ingrained. And so, it brought up like the time period that I'm from, when I was coming up doing jiu-jitsu, like there's so many talented fighters that came out of Corpus, and, like some of them have their own schools and stuff, but that was just kind of how it was. And so I learned in that. And when I was learning this, it wasn't, I want to go do some tournaments. It's like, man, I want to learn Valetudo. I want to learn how to fight. I want to learn how to fuck somebody up, because that's jiu-jitsu to me. And so I was there for, born and raised, and I went to school in Houston. So I moved out for a little bit, and I moved back probably like a year later. This was like 2001. And so I just kept training right after that. I'd known about jiu-jitsu before that, but around that time is when I like officially joined a team. And so that went on, and I went up white belt, blue, purple, brown, up until 2008. And then I was just like, dude, I don't want to be in Corpus anymore. I feel like there was kind of at the end of the road where, I had just got my brown belt, but I already felt like, where do I go from here? Because even if I stay here, like, do I open a school? I'm already at a school, like it's going to step on toes. So I got an opportunity to teach in Houston. And so I was like, yeah, let's do it. So when I moved to Houston, it didn't really pan out the way that we, every time we think something's going to happen,
promises were made.
Yeah. It's just, just like life has its way of, is that really what it's going to be? And it wasn't. So I kind of wrote it out, and I was there for a while. And coincidentally, I came to Austin to watch a comedy show, and I watched the show, and I was just kind of blown away. Like, man, I could write shit. I could be funny. Like, I make all my friends laugh, And so I just started thinking about this and thinking, like, I want to be a comedian, So I just started writing, and I want to tell people, and they're like, dude, it's different. You can't just make people laugh, and that's just your friends. They're laughing because you know them, you're comfortable.
Yeah, your energy is good with them.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm going to try it anyway. So this went on. I was working in retail or whatnot, and then I just decided, well, I'm going to move to Austin and have a art scene there. I'm going to try to do comedy. So when I was still training jiu-jitsu, but not as much because, Houston is a big place. And so I moved to Austin specifically to do comedy. And I got here, and I think like within 2 weeks, I was already like doing open mics and just trying to just do something. But I didn't really know anybody. I like knew a couple of jiu-jitsu people, but like I didn't have a network. I didn't have that many friends here, So this is like 2011. And then, so like it's the end, August of 2011 or whatever. So I got here, and then right around that time, I was with this girl, and we broke up, and it was just bad. And then I was just like, I don't fucking feel like being funny anymore. Like it's not funny. So I started just doing more jiu-jitsu, and I was always doing it anyway, but now the academy is accessible to me. And so this is August, and I trained up until February of 2012, and then I got my black belt. A couple of months went by, like honestly, like 2 months went by, and this old man starts coming around at Paragon down south, and it's like, I'm just nice to him because number one, he's a black belt and he's an older dude. And then I start talking to Robert, and Robert's like, hey man, this guy is actually looking to hire somebody he's opening up a school. And so we're thinking about doing an affiliate program for Paragon. And so he was like, he's interested. He likes the way you talk to people. He likes the way that your energy is and whatnot. So he wants to know if you would be interested in taking a position. And so I was like once a week, twice. He's like, no, man, he wants you to do that shit like full time. And so I basically took the position, and this was April of 2012. And so pretty much just from there, and it was like, we opened up this school, which is beautiful school. It's like, it's big, and there's like a lot of amenities in there, but nobody's coming because nobody knows who they are. Nobody knows who I am. And so like the first month or so, like there would be classes, nobody would show up, and Ben would be like, you can go, you can leave, and I would be like, but you're paying me. Like, I don't have anything to do. Like, you just want me to go home? And he's like, yeah, it's okay. It's going to take time. And so I just kind of stuck it out, you know. And, you know, it wasn't just like me. Like, people were being supportive, and I felt like I made some good connections. And so little by little, man, it just started to get like some momentum. And then, you know, during this time, I did a couple of like, I still want to do some stand-up, or I still wanted to do like this podcast idea or whatever. And so I did it a couple of times, but the majority of the energy was basically put into just kind of growing the program, and then like solidifying myself as like a strong black belt here in the community, you know.
So you got your black belt in Austin. I wasn't aware of that. I thought you came to Austin.
No, I was a brown belt. And then I wasn't here very long. Probably, like I said, like less than 6 months. And then I got my black belt, and here I am. Not fucking being a good role model. That's my ambition.
Okay. All right. I like it.
not being a turd.
How long did it take you to get your black belt? When did you start training?
Well, dude, like you, I fucking would watch Hoist Gracie back in the day, you know, and this was like 93 or 94. And so like it was me and my brother really. And like none of my friends were really into it except for like this one dude. His name was Richard, and he was like a traditional martial artist. So he had like some Kempo, and he knew some Judo and Aikido. And he was a big motherfucker too. He was like 240. And you know, I'm like 150 pounds in high school. So me and my brother would go train with him, and he would show us things. This was like I said, I think I'm like 15 or 16 at the time. And I think I was like a sophomore, and he was already a senior. So this older dude who's like basically like a man is like joint locking these kids and like fucking us up, dude. Not even like really. He would teach us, but he would teach us after the fact, like wrist lock me where I'd fucking fall sideways like on my shoulder and be like, you can't put your arm out like that. And I'd be like, okay, now I mean, you didn't have to tell me that because now I know. But you know,
I realized that when I hit the ground really fucking
like
hard.
really hard. And so I started training like with the school, actually Brazilian jiu-jitsu in 2001. So it took me about 11 years to get my black belt.
So 11 years of dry humping dudes, and they gave you a black
consistently.
belt.
Consistently
bumping and grinding.
I mean, I still do it.
Yeah, I know.
I don't give a fuck.
So I see.
I don't give a fuck. I hump mats. I hump mattresses. What else? I want to hump animals.
You said you came to Austin for a comedy show, first time ever. I'm curious who you drove all the way here to see.
I don't want to say.
That's fair.
I don't want to say. I don't need to be judged by my taste. It could be terrible taste. And I'm sure I'm going to say some shit that's going to be...
Carrot Top was doing a show that day.
Could be Carrot Top. Could be Margaret Cho. Could be that. Could be somebody else. I don't know. So anyways, back to the whole martial arts thing. So have you ever had to, and we'll talk about this, I specifically wanted to talk about this, and it's all alleged, but let's hear, before we get to that point, have you ever had to defend yourself from any attackers, homeless people or drunkards or anybody trying to harm your temple?
Which time?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh, dude, there's so many. I really couldn't count them all. Yeah. Much like you explained Corpus was, I feel like I was raised in an environment similar to that, where, you know, you're going to do it, you know, like it's happening, you know.
You're going to fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're either going to fight or you're going to get beat up, you know.
Well, is it the whole, I don't have time for, like I said, like there's a difference in attitude.
Yeah, I think the culture is a little different there. It's a little faster paced, and then it's I think that's I don't really know how to explain it, man. It's just different. The people are a little bit different.
Were you like culture shocked when you got here? Everybody's fucking nice.
I wasn't culture shocked at all. I was amazed at how nice everybody was everywhere I went. I remember specifically trying to merge onto the highway, I-35. And somebody like slowed down and made space for me to get in, and like I was hesitant to pull in because I thought they were like some type of trick. Were being
fucking Rick
yeah,
rolled?
like I'm like I'm gonna, this dude's like, the dude in front of him is gonna slam on his brakes, and this guy's gonna smash me. You know, I was like, dude, this is some kind of a trick. You know, like I was thinking that as I'm like merging on the highway, and I'm like, after it happened like more than once, I was like, wait a minute. So you people just nice? You just let me in?
Yeah, just fucking nice.
They're just gonna let me in.
Just
That's
fucking
great.
nice.
This is great.
Well, it's okay. So when I moved here, it was really fucking nice. Like I was like, man, this is the best place in Texas. This might have been the best place in my short life experience that I've been, where I was just like, it's cool, it's cultured, people are young, it's got good energy.
I would co-sign that.
It's a little different now.
It's definitely. I mean, well, dude, I said earlier, I built this city on rock and roll. It's me and you and all the other people like us that made it fucking wicked cool, and everybody heard about it, and now they're down here making me stand in line to get a taco.
Well,
I used to just walk up and get a taco, and I got to stand in line.
But the diversity, I don't know. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing.
Dude, I think it's a good thing because for the other side of the same coin, there's a lot of opportunity here because there's so many people coming here and creating opportunity. And it's not like that everywhere. I've definitely lived in places where there wasn't a lot of opportunity, and you kind of feel trapped. So if I got to stand in line or wait in a little bit of traffic, that's the price that you have to pay to live in a land of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean,
if it's gonna bring a bunch of people here, like not everybody's gonna be cool. And usually the people that you think are not the fucking cool people or like the nicest people, they're just because they're loud and because they make the most noise. But like generally speaking, you can still kind of do the same thing. You just wait longer. It's just more people. More people are wanting that same experience that you and I heard about.
No, we put it on the map.
Oh, we did?
We didn't hear about it. We went. I
can't co-sign that because I'm not saying
you weren't here long enough.
I'm not here long enough.
All right.
I can't take that credit.
Oh, I'm taking full credit.
I wish that I could. No, I wish that I could because it sounds like something you can put on a resume. But also, if somebody fact checked that, they would know that I'm lying, and then I would not get the job. So yeah, resume. Write that shit down.
Oh, I'm gonna. I just wanted to use that line later.
All right. Okay. So you were saying. Well, I really wanted to get into this alleged story of a certain bald gentleman and a certain dark gentleman that might have at some point ended up on one of the more popular streets here in somewhere in Texas. And so I'm just going to use this guy's name as Daryl. Daryl walks up to Jeremiah. No, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say the story.
Okay, go ahead.
So this motherfucker calls. We go hang out at this one place, and it's not working out for me. I need to go find something else that's a little more fun.
And your car is parked at my house, so I can't leave without you.
So we're in the downtown area. I just decide to walk, and while I'm walking, I get hungry and decide that I need to get me a slice of pizza.
And when he says walk, he really means walk. This is like 10 blocks from where we were.
Yeah, but there's people, so it's not like it's deserted or anything. So, it's a Saturday night.
Okay.
Have a little bit of booze in me. Might as well make this an
good.
adventure.
Feeling good.
Might as well make it an adventure. So I go and I get to myself a slice of pizza, and I'm standing on the corner of the block, and I'm just kind of people watching while I'm eating a slice of pizza. And so I call this dude up, or he calls me, one or the other, doesn't matter. And he wants to know where I'm at. So he's going to meet me. We were at the same spot. I just bolted. Now he's trying to catch up. So he comes. I see the dude, and this motherfucker, he gets upset with me because I didn't buy him a slice of pizza. And
that's true. I was pissed. I rolled up and he was eating pizza. I was like, dude, you didn't get me one?
Yeah, no, I got that. So, no, I didn't get him a slice of pizza. Well, number one, I didn't want to carry on a slice of pizza. And number two,
I can't blame you for that.
And number two, if I did do that in consideration, it's not going to be the freshest sliced.
Also, you didn't know exactly what time I was going to be there because I was like, yo, I'm coming to meet you.
So I really don't know why you were upset.
Well, because I rolled up and you had a delicious slice of pizza.
Yeah, but
I was immediately hungry. It
was accessible. Like honestly,
I had
it
a choice
was
to make.
probably I don't know, less than 100 yards away.
I remember clearly there was a pizza station, so to speak.
Well, yeah.
And then there was like I think a taco truck or maybe a sausage truck. I can't remember.
Doesn't
a cart.
Matter. Yeah, a cart.
But I decided I wanted to go with that.
Food cart.
I decided I wanted to go. Let's just say it was taco.
Okay.
I decided I wanted a taco instead. You know, trying to keep those carbs low. And so I went over, and there was like 2 people in front of me in line. So I'm standing there in the line, waiting to get my taco turn. And this dude walks up to me, and he's like, "Are you in line to get a taco?" And I say, "Yes." And then he like waves his friends over, and they come stand close to him. And he's like, "We're in front of you." And I'm like, "No, you're not." And he's like, "We were here before." So we walked over there for a minute, and then that's when you showed up. And I was like, "Well, that's how lines work. So get the fuck out of here."
What, you tell him this?
Well, I was just like, "I'm not moving, and you're not getting a taco before me." You know, like, so I don't know how that
shit got real. So I would just take over from this part, because I'm just gonna give you my perspective. So I'm eating my pizza, or I'm just finished. Maybe I went to go throw the plate away, and so I look over, and Jeremy's talking to these 2 guys, and so I'm like, all right, well, maybe they're his boys. Like, this dude knows some people, whatnot. So as I walk up to the dude, I'm thinking maybe he trained jiu-jitsu with them or whatever. The dude is holding Jeremy's arm.
No, he grabbed my arm.
Well, he was holding your arm, like grabbing your arm, like you're like a girl.
Yeah.
Like an abusive boyfriend would grab a girl, his girlfriend. And so it struck me as odd. So I walked up on the dude, and I grabbed his arm, and the first question I asked him was like, "Do you like holding people like this?" And he did not appreciate that. And in the span of, I don't know, 4 seconds or so, he pushes me off of him.
Yeah.
And then it just like a melee broke out.
Well, dude, he grabbed my arm. I was like, "Get your fucking hands off me!" And then you grabbed him, and then he looked at you.
I thought it was a joke, so
and he pushed you.
I'm just laughing because I'm just like, like I said, I was a little inebriated, just a little. It wasn't even like, I just had a slight buzz. It wasn't anything crazy. Like, I just want to clarify that I don't get crazy with this shit.
What? Still walking straight?
Oh, absolutely. I
100%.
I just walked 10 blocks
100%.
to go get a slice of pizza.
Just got 10,000 steps in.
Yeah, so we're good. So anyhow, dude grabs you. I grab him, and he pushes me, and it's obviously he's not happy at this situation. So as he pushes me, I just see hands start flying.
I punched him right in his fucking face. Dude. Fuck that guy. You fucking come over here and start bossing people around and grabbing folks. Like, I'm done. We're done talking.
All right, so getting back to
apologies.
We fucked up.
There was a glitch. There was a glitch in the Matrix. We're back.
Yeah, I started talking about something I probably shouldn't have talked about.
I wouldn't say that. I think we were just figuring out the flows of podcasts.
And
here at Dark Clan Studios.
And the beautiful thing about this is that we can edit and take things out and put things in. So you, the listener, don't know what you're getting.
Nobody knows.
You don't know. All right, so where are we at here? Where are we at?
I think we're just going to talk about the Dark Clan brand.
Okay, we can talk about the Dark Clan brand. Dude, what do you think about internet dating?
I have things to say about it.
Would you like to say these things?
I don't think so.
You don't?
I think it's a great format. If for me personally, and people like me, I don't work with any ladies. I work by myself. I train at a jiu-jitsu gym that's mostly male dominated.
It sounds like if you were
I think it makes it easy. I think it makes it easy to meet people.
Oh yeah. Well, it's definitely not the same stigma that it used to have.
No, it used to be like embarrassing, or people would be embarrassed, like you were desperate. And now, like, I don't know, maybe people still think that. I just don't give a shit anymore. You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
It is whatever. It is whatever. It's the whole instant gratification thing.
I think it's just easy to, like I said, if you don't have access or a social circle that allows you access to, people that you would maybe be interested in pursuing, then it gives you an option. You know, you can meet people, but yeah, instant gratification for sure, definitely need.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Get that ego stroked.
Swipe to the right.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Swipe to the right on this podcast, or swipe to the left. It's probably the best.
Swiped.
I say left. Go left on this podcast.
Okay.
We're gonna
left
cycle.
Means no.
Yeah, you're gonna cycle back though.
Okay.
You'll get us on the.
You'll pop up again.
You'll get us on the next go round.
Looking desperate.
We don't want to. After you've exhausted all your possibilities, then we're not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all.
Okay.
We are the voice of the choice and the voice of a new generation. Or not. I don't know. Like I
was a
said,
lot
I
right
don't.
there, I
I
should
don't
have.
fucking know. Like I said, I don't fucking know. So, what else we got, man? What else do we got? Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you, man. We just came from our one of our friends. Wanted to throw him a shout.
Teddy Bricker, Soursop.
Yeah. He's got this new spot down south, and I bring it up mostly because I really wanted to talk about this new thing that you're doing.
That's Teddy's, but I like it. I think it's legit. I think the people should look into it.
The people are divided.
I think the people that are divided are the people that haven't tried it yet. I think once you try it, it's a landslide. You're just going with it after that. There's no turning back.
It's really not that. You don't have to think too much about it.
No, it's a game changer.
You can be done with it.
Yeah, and
so the thing is,
yeah.
Go ahead. It's your thing.
What Derek is referring to is when you're eating chicken wings, you put on rubber gloves. All right. Now look, I know this is gonna sound crazy. It's a fucking game changer. It completely revolutionized chicken wing eating. Okay, and I know this is fact because I went to Soursop a couple of weeks ago, and my good friend Teddy was the one who introduced the idea to me and gave me some plastic gloves when he gave me some chicken wings, and I was just like, yeah, I got plastic ones last time.
Not rubber.
No, last time I had plastic. They work just as well.
He's just looking out for the people with the latex allergies.
Probably.
Rubber allergies. But you've caught some backlash because you've been telling people about this.
Well, so last Sunday I went to Crawfish Boil, and I coincidentally had a box of gloves at my house, so I brought them because it's such a genius idea. And I got a lot of shit at the party at first from people that were like, no.
Was it like genuine shit? Were the people like...
No, they were like, no, fuck that. And I was just like, oh, whatever. But some people were like, okay, it looks good. Let me try it. And I would say before all those crawfish were gone, all the people tried. No, well, I would say all. 80% of the people tried the gloves. But here's
there's some drawbacks.
No, here's the deal. Dude, the guy that was doing the cooking is an official Cajun from Cajania, wherever the fuck it is.
I think that's Louisiana.
Yeah, I know. And dude, when he like dumped the last batch on the table, and it was he was ready to eat now, he's done. And he looked at me and he was like, yo, where are those gloves at? And I was like, they're over there. So it's official, okay? They're good.
So he was going to...
Haters are going to hate, man.
He was trying to borrow those gloves so he can pick up trash?
No, he wanted to eat the crawfish with the gloves on because he knew.
Official dude?
Yeah, the real deal.
The real deal dude?
From Cajania.
Oh, Louisiana.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Cajania. A.K.A. Alligator Land.
Yeah, true story.
So, yeah.
Today with my lunch, you witnessed it. I did give a little bit of shit from friend Micah. He said it was cheating.
He also said that it was like eating
pizza with a knife and fork.
Which, dude, if the pizza's hot, I mean,
if it's hot, it's the only way to eat it, right?
That's what tools are for. And that brings me to the next thing that I wanted to talk about.
Hit me.
You are, can I say your age?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so what are you, 41?
42.
You're 42 years old.
I'm about to kill myself. Life's over.
As long as your weighing still works, then you're good to go.
I'm still good.
Then you're good.
All right.
I heard that it can work up until like 70s.
All right.
I don't know. I have it's.
I got 30 years before I have to hang it up.
I just get all my information from the internet.
They never lie on there.
What if any advice as a 42-year-old man would you give 20-year-old Jeremy Carbone?
I don't know, man, because I've made a lot of mistakes, much like everybody has, but you need to make the mistakes to learn and grow. I wish I had lifted weights more when I was younger, because I feel like that's I'm lifting weights recently, and I enjoy it. I wish I had been more consistent when I was younger and built a bigger muscle mass.
All right, so
because I feel like if
like more show muscle or like go muscle?
No, functional strength. I don't really give a shit about the beach muscles. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't know, man. I don't really. I'm sure if I sat here and thought about it long enough, I could be like, invest more and spend more time reading.
Well,
that.
if at 42 you don't know how to do those things, regardless.
Yeah.
I'm not
how
saying
am I going to tell 20?
Don't.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but I don't think I don't really have any regrets. I don't have anything that I would need to like really change. Looking back at it, I think I've had a good run. It's over now, but I did really good.
After this fucking podcast, he's gonna find him in my restroom and
hanging up.
Yeah, just whatever. I'll just go through your wallet. It's okay.
There's not a lot in there.
Well, you could use my 21-year-old.
You could use my
Jeremy
debit
Carbone.
card because no one's ever going to call it in.
I don't know your zip code, and I don't know your PIN number.
Yeah, but you just run it as credit.
You
can
still
I'm
have.
pretty
You still
sure
have
you
to
can
put-
figure my zip code out.
Nah, it's too much work.
Okay.
You should be glad that I'm not willing to go that extra mile after
I wouldn't even say mile. I would literally say like 3 feet. You just like lean over and type zip codes. Austin, you know where I live. You know what I mean? It's just
I'm
like,
just saying that could be.
dude, and
construed
if you found me dead
Uh-huh.
for some strange reason, please take my card and use it.
finding you dead.
Yeah, I mean,
I would be bummed.
Thanks, I appreciate that. But I mean, I'm allowing you.
But after
all access.
after 3 steps, then
Yeah.
I'm fucking over it.
Feel good about it again. Let me go
it's
get some lunch.
well, he had a good run.
This is like free lunch right here. This is great.
Yeah, and he's paying for some shit from beyond. So thanks, Jeremy Carbone.
Bringing it back.
I
Bringing it
appreciate
back.
that.
Giving back to the people.
Yeah, man. So there's the advice. If I had to give myself advice,
What would you give?
I know you didn't ask me, but I'm volunteering.
No,
this
I
information.
was curious.
Couple of things.
Let me hear.
First one, I would say, don't worry about AIDS so much.
AIDS?
AIDS.
Okay.
Dude, because I think I was.
Okay.
Well,
No, I get it, man. That's really real.
Like growing up.
Yeah.
No,
they used to scare the shit out of us when we were kids.
Everybody was afraid of AIDS.
I agree with that, man. Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, if I had to give myself, I'd just be like, dude, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
Chances are.
Just don't fuck anybody in the butt.
You can do a little bit of both. It's not a lot. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, man. If that was like the main thing, and then secondly, if I was like 2 pieces of advice, I would probably say, worry more about yourself rather than trying to impress women at 20 years old.
Yeah, that's solid.
It's just fucking hormones, man. At
Yeah, I was just
20
gonna say, like, back then though, yeah, you're just like, your whole fucking world is like,
It's just like you're like a dog with his little red rocket out, just trying to hump everything.
totally
Maybe
different. Totally different
not.
than now. Totally different than now.
Well, for me, I'm on internet dating also. So, yeah. So that's what we got, man. Do you want to keep going? We want to fucking.
You done? We're done.
We could be. We got a solid 45.
Well, let's. When's the next Dark Clan Gi coming out?
So let me explain the Dark Clan situation. The
All right.
Dark Clan situation is.
Well, we're in the Dark Clan Studios right now.
That's true.
Or Light of Darkness Studios. I don't know. These are Dark Clan Studios or
Well,
Light of
no,
Darkness?
the Light of Darkness Studios.
At the Light of Darkness
Yeah, we got to
Studios.
keep them separate entities.
Okay.
The Dark Clan thing, the Gi line that I own, if you will. What are we talking about?
Nothing. Just writing down.
So it's pretty
notes,
much all
Derek.
out of pocket shit. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So like, in addition to doing programming at the school, you know, at Eastside Austin Elite, where I work all the time, and scheduling and just the running back and forth. In addition to that, just personal life. It sometimes is a little harder to like just find the energy to be like, this is what I'm doing. This is also what I'm doing, you know? And then now I'm at a fucking podcast of that. So yes, it will happen. I will get around to it for sure. I just think sometimes like I'm spinning so many plates, you know, that I can't give a fair amount of energy to something. And like, you know, people are they're really supportive. I feel like if nothing else, I've had in this run or this experience with being at this job, at this school, is that people have been really supportive. Even if they don't always agree or stick around or whatever, for the most part, people want to see, or at least the people I'm hanging out with, they want to see people succeed, you know? So, which I think is great, you know? And so they want this thing to come out, and I want it to come out too. It's always really a beautiful feeling to see something that you worked hard on, and then you see people around you that are close to you are supporting it and really just talking and singing the praises of it, you know? So I definitely want to do something with it. It's just going to take a minute, man, for me to get everything in order, you know? Essentially, the creative thing that I'm doing now, obviously, is this podcast, and hopefully we can really zone it in. But this whole idea was really like more more along the lines of doing like the stand-up stuff that I wanted to do, because it was like a platform for, number one, kind of just talking some shit, and just like, it's quick. I don't have to spend so much time in front of a canvas if I wanted to paint something. You know, it's just like whatever comes to your brain, you can just say it, and you can have your friends on it. You can kind of riff. And then secondly, like for all the people that I've met, and like I really feel like I've created a really strong network, or I'm really part of a strong network. There's some people that have been through a lot of things that I really felt like it would be a good idea to kind of like bring those things to light if they wanted to talk about them, you know. And with that being said, like letting other people know this is what's up, this is what's out there, you know, like maybe it could be something to relate to, rather than just like, oh, we're just going to be talking some shit with my friends, which I definitely want to do. I just wanted to really dive into something and just try to utilize the position that I'm in, you know. And the position that I'm in is not really anything different or special. It's just that I'm doing something. You know what I mean? I'm just doing something.
Yeah, I think you're in a very special position, man. You run a very successful program, jiu-jitsu program. You touch a lot of people, and you make them feel good. You give away knowledge. I didn't give it away. I guess they buy it, whatever. But like you teaching people that are there learning. You know what I mean? That's a great thing. You change people's lives, you know, on a daily basis.
Well, I'm just trying to, essentially just trying to create and be a part of what I think would be the ideal situation for life, for my environment, you know. And if I can give that and give that of myself and kind of lead by example, then I truly believe that people can kind of like follow, and I'm willing to help. I'm willing to, you know, just open myself up like that so that people can, if they're kind of slacking or kind of lagging behind, like, yo, man, I'm standing strong right now. Like, let me help you, because maybe later on down the road you'll be able to help me. So, yeah, maybe I just kind of like it's kind of for me hard to understand where the position is, because, you know, it's just like I'm just doing the normal thing. You know, I can't ever see it from the other side where what I've done or what anybody in this position has done. Like, you don't really know, you can't always know the effect you have on people, you know. It's
I understand completely.
I talk some shit sometimes and people will be like, oh, that's really upsetting, and I'm like, oh,
I was just
sorry.
joking.
I was just realize
you're gonna get
I was
feelings
just
hurt.
making some, I didn't know you're gonna get BH'd.
Yeah, you get all butt hurt.
Yeah, so yeah, man. But yeah, thank you for that. That's always cool to I guess feel or to know that somebody, even if it's like one person, is like, yeah, man, that dude's doing something right, you know, and it's inspired me, you know. And in this position, man, I always get messages. I always get people just like, hey, man, I just want to say thank you for, if nothing else, not even technical or jiu-jitsu wise, but just like for making me feel like I'm welcome or a part of something, you know. And I'm like, well, dude, you are. You know, like, we're all in this together, man. I'm not like, then that's why I'm like, I'm not doing anything special, because I'm like, I'm not anybody different than you are. I'm just trying to fit in also, you know what I mean? So yeah, thanks for those good words, man. Wink your eye at me. All right, dude. So we're gonna start to wrap this guy up.
All right.
All right. This is, like I said, the not too in depth. We didn't get too crazy with this.
Go to Soursop and try the food there. It's amazing. If you're in Austin, Texas, it's at St. Elmo Brewery. Please go check both those places out. They're great.
And
come see me and Derek at Austin Eastside Elite.
Eastside Austin Elite.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Well, you know, that was the misnomer for a while. Even when we first opened up the school, they had some people come do the sign, like in the cage, like the signage, and they actually put it as East Austin Elite, and it's just, yeah, it wasn't. So branding wasn't all on the same page, and it's not a big deal. But now you know.
All right.
But now you know.
And now I'm aware.
You can follow us. We're going to be at thelightofdarkness.com, where you'll be able to pick up or watch the video section of this, so you get to see our beautiful faces and listen to the audio. So if you can't see our beautiful faces, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you can listen to our melodic voices.
Just listen to us talk shit
in a car.
There you go.
Or on your iPhone or Android or whatever the fuck you have. What other devices?
That's all of them.
MP3 player.
I don't even know if there's even still a thing.
Your Walkman.
You want to get old? I mean, shit. Get it on an 8-track. You know where we go.
Yeah, I don't know. Lightofdarkness.com. You can follow me. Twitter, DG the Darkness, and that's pretty much the where I'm at. Instagram, all that shit, and it's whatever. Follow me, man. And Jeremy, if he wants to be known, he'll be known. You find him. Whatever.
If you know me, come find me.
Come find him. Want to say thank you, big thank you. Before I cut that off, man? Do you want to give a shout to anybody?
No. Just my boys, man. You know, I already you with your program at the school. Teddy with his trailer. I want to see him win. You know, he's following his dreams.
Win.
Yeah, I want to see everybody win.
Everybody wins. But okay, but let me before we. Now I got to talk. I got to ask this question. Yeah. If everybody wins and nobody loses, are we all getting participation medals?
No, because not everybody wants the same thing, right? So like Teddy wants to have that food trailer and he wants to turn it into a restaurant, and he's gonna do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So his win doesn't affect my win. You know what I mean? We can both win. I don't need a participation medal. I'll take a participation medal. I don't care. I'm trying.
All right, you get a participation medal.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a check.
I'm getting a trophy. Check plus. Do I get a check plus?
Check
Smiley
plus.
face.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all we have for you guys. I want to say big thank you. Check out our sponsors, our fake sponsors. We were going to do that.
Oh yeah.
Dark Clan is our sponsor. You got anything?
Van Gogh Auto Care also sponsored this
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah. Van Gogh Auto Care. And we'll have links for all this shit. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Thanks everybody for
having me on, man. I sincerely appreciate it.
Dude, seriously, pleasure, man. Thank you. Thanks for being patient and not weirding out the sound of your voice, because I know that fucking freaked you out for a little bit.
Took a minute.
That's all we got. Thank you guys so much. Light of Darkness Podcast. Peace.